Get your bananas ready, because we live in a banana republic as of right now.
Yeah, I wanted them to start the show to the title on Rumble and everything to just be banana emojis. I mean, bananas are delicious things.
But it's really not funny because, we've talked about this in other countries. We do a lot of work around the world. Political prosecutions are usually the sign of a failed country, of a country you don't want to be a part of, either a communist dictatorship or an authoritarian state or just an outright failed state.
Immediately what I think of is what you hear coming out of Africa is how it feels, where there's just, we
do a lot of work there. And the politics there, they use the legal system, and they'll put on their robes, Dad, and they'll put on their wigs.
Volatile and violent.
But they use the legal system as just a tool of the political process.
It's lawfare. It's the weaponization of the legal process to silence your political opponents, which, like you said, they're very good at that in Russia and in China and North Korea and in Africa, but you shouldn't be doing it in the United States of America, that's for sure.
The ruling party, the Democrats, Joe Biden's party, has indicted the leading opposition politician. They are trying to stop this person, Donald Trump, from mounting a campaign against them. This is a power move that goes on over and over and over around the world constantly. And Joe Biden has just taken the Democrats down to the level of a third world dictatorship.
What we are all waiting for is to see what the indictment contains. We will not know that until Tuesday. Now, we have specifics to announce. Breaking news there. President Trump, the court has announced, so this is not just leaking. The court has announced that President Trump will be arraigned at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday in New York, in Manhattan. There's also reports that he will not be handcuffed. Now, that report is not as clear as the one that is definitely at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. There's also been reports about how many counts there are within this indictment. We've heard reports of up to 34 counts, some saying 20 counts. What we want to dispel for you throughout this show is that doesn't necessarily mean 34 separate criminal charges. It could actually mean all basically the same charge, different ways that it could be filed. And remember, this is a bizarre case because they're using a state misdemeanor and then trying to connect it to a federal crime and make it a state crime. You keep hearing this theory of bootstrapping.
Look what we have right now. In addition to this local district attorney causing all this trouble, which he is, we've got a special counsel investigating the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, a special counsel investigating the current president of the United States, and the FBI conducting investigations, or at least looking at Mike Pence's record keeping as well. I mean, this is absurd, the former vice president. So what do we look like is Venezuela here? And that's the problem. And by the way, it's a horrible sign of weakness to our enemies. And our allies have no concept of what we are willing to do or not willing to do. And that is the problem with all of this. But I think you got to go back to the beginning. Of course, we don't know exactly what's in this. They say there could be upwards of 37 counts. That could be, by the way, for every business entry, every payment that was made. But the truth of the matter is, at best, this would be, and I don't think it would be, a misdemeanor that they're converting into a felony, supposedly. We haven't seen it yet because it involved federal election law, except the FEC and the Department of Justice already passed on it.
This spells disaster for the United States, and I want to be very clear. This is a Pandora's box. I fear what will happen going forward to have retribution or to show people what they can do when they're in power. This is a power move from the ruling party.
This will start a motions process on various different motions. One will be venue, because New York and the idea that people in Manhattan you could find a jury that doesn't have an opinion on Donald Trump first of all, I don't know how you could find that jury anywhere in the country, but certainly not in the city where he based his massive business, and you see Trump buildings all over the place. And of course, the political charge nature of it. But then second, there will be motions to dismiss this. And I think any fair judge, Dad, will have to really consider whether or not this is a trumped up, to use the word, charge. It's a made up case.
Once the arraignment takes place on Tuesday at 2:15, the motion practice starts at that point. Once charges are brought, motions to dismiss, motions for change of venue. I don't know what venue would be fair for the former president, but certainly Manhattan's not. But talk about politics. I don't care what your political position is. This is pathetic in the United States of America that this is the basis upon which they're going after Donald Trump on this.